Now I know him, and I can reference that, so. Put your hands together now for your next comic. His name is Levine.
Hey! How's everybody doing? So, here's a word to the wise. Here's a little advice. If you're a fugitive and you're running from the police, costume choice, don't dress up like Where's Waldo? Everybody's looking for that guy. Who you should dress up as? Carmen San Diego. Because nobody knows where the hell that chick is. I never found that bitch. And scarred for life. So now I'm doing comedy. I don't know. I also can't think of my next joke. I have a really interesting time watching television. I watch American Idol, not for like the talent, but for the judges, right? Like you have these character judges that are sort of stereotyped, right? You have Randy Jackson, who actually started the Randy Jackson drinking game. People at home take a sip every time he says "a dog." Apparently, people are dying just like fucking like all over the country. It's crazy. And then you have like what's your name, Paula something or other? Paula Abdul. Thank you. And just weeping after every single song. She's just like, "Oh my God, that song changed my life. I want to just bottle it and drink that song and then pee rainbows. Like it was just beautiful. Oh my God." You know, and then you have Simon, who's like the fucking destroyer of souls. Like guy gets done just fucking bleeding for a chance, and he goes, that song made me want to rape a kitten. You're like, oh, Simon, that was a little much, don't you think? Right? I would like to take a moment of silence for punctuation. Thank you. That's it. I don't know if you guys are expecting more. I've been going to theme parks recently, and I don't know if I can go anymore because they're getting too scary. The rides aren't too fast. There's not like too many loop-de-loops, but the people who are making the rides are getting too creative. Like I was on this ride and I wanted out immediately because I get on and they're like, "Welcome to Martin Luther King Jr. the ride," and I was just like, this is so inappropriate, just like this joke. Okay. So here's a question, a little query. If I was, or if a German was giving a Jew directions, how would it sound like? Would it be like, you want to stay straight down the street and right at the burial grounds and make sure to pass the gas chambers? And oh, I'm Jewish, I'm allowed. My penis actually does look like challah bread. Graphic, chew on it for a sec. Just wanted to let that simmer. So fucking inappropriate. Oh, also, question, at what point does it become a hiel? I'm just curious. Like here's like half a mummy, here's a question. So what degree is it? You guys are like, fucking calm down, Moses. Like, what's with all the fucking Jew jokes, right? So I think that there's a really interesting and very specific kind of movie that that Hollywood isn't taking advantage of. There is it's the artsy sensitive fraternity movie. No, hear me out, okay. Like, this December, Russell Crowe, Jennifer Aniston, and that old guy who does that film festival
Danny DeVito.
In Robert Redford. I'm gonna start the joke over. So, Russell Crowe, Jennifer Aniston, and Robert Redford star in The Keg Whisperer. There's Robert Redford coming out, and he's like 1,000,000 years old, like, I help kegs with people problems. If you saw the movie, you know what the fuck I was talking about. So I had a really interesting question recently. Somebody asked me if I'd be bothered if I found out that the women that I was having sex with were faking their orgasms, and I fucking laughed, because first of all, I mean, that's impossible, right? Secondly, everybody knows that the clitoris is a myth. And lastly, seriously, lastly, guys, stop me if I'm wrong, but we're visual creatures, right? So unless the chick is like a terrible actress, we're gonna be fine, because we get off on the visual, unless she's like up there like, oh, ooh, no, that's really good, that's so good. Oh, I'm gonna stop when it gets awkward. Oh. My name's Dave Levine, have a good night.